You're missing out on a guy who just destroys baseball. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playalog. And today we are going to be asking the question, will the GOAT of baseball, Mike Trout, make it back to the postseason? It has been a long, long drought for the guy. And this video comes at a great time, too, because we are also, the Toronto Blue Jays, going to be playing the LA Angels later this week. But before we get into breaking that down, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. And yeah, if you want to become a Patreon, $3 a month, and you can call into the show.
Just want to shout out Patreon Joey. We haven't done that yet, but shout out Joey.
Joey.
Welcome. Joey Freitas, welcome.
Thank you so much,
welcome to the community.
Thank you for joining the squad. So let's get straight into it, man. Mike Trout, obviously, not a lot needs to be said about the guy. He is just, he is proven, he is solid. Every single year he will mash. This year is no exception. He's gotten off to a hot start. But the team around him, are they good enough?
Well, you know, that is the question that we are going to answer. I do think the lineup is good. The lineup is really good this year, you know, especially like they got one of the rookies, Jared Walsh, coming up. Obviously, you got Rendon. You know, you got David Fletcher. He's a stud. And then the one big guy that's got to be healthy and got to be with the team this year to really make that lineup complete, that's Shohei Ohtani.
That's right, man. Ohtani. And he's gotten off to a decent start so far. Like, I hadn't checked how he did today, and they did lose today. They started today at 4-1. Now they're 4-2. They lost to the Houston Astros. But he's already got 2 homers. His slugging is doing very, very nice. And Ohtani, he's one of those guys where when he's on the field, it's usually pretty rock solid.
Yeah.
But when he's not on the field, it's a big fat zero. No, he's not on the field.
No, you're missing out on a guy who just destroys baseball. His literally destroys him. Barreling percentage in the 98th percentile. Expected slugging at 97. Hard hit 96. Exit below 96. It's really, really good. So that's the guy. He is like another. I don't want to say Mike Trout because obviously Mike Trout's another level, but he is just another Anthony Rendon when healthy. And he's another masher in that lineup that could really complete that. And those other guys are really complimenting, like Jared Walsh and David Fletcher around. That's a good top-heavy lineup when they're on the field. But the biggest problem has been that pitching staff.
Yeah, man.
Tell me about that pitching staff.
Well, they went out and they got Dylan Bundy last year, and I mean, he was a certifiable stud last season. He was pretty much an ace, and he killed it. But that's also like that's not been something that he's done repeatedly.
Right.
Kind of came out and was like, "Hey guys, I'm right here." Never done it before, but I'm glad to be here.
And he's done it again. And what the Angels need to do if they want to get back to the postseason is they need Dylan Bundy to do it again. He's got
to repeat, dude. He's got to repeat.
Last year's numbers, 3.29 ERA, a 1.03 whip, and a FIP of 2.95. That is studly. And you know what? He's got to do it. And literally, again, bringing his name up, Ohtani has to be the guy to do it as well on the mound and at the plate.
Well, he had a good first start, man. I think, I don't remember exactly the slash line, but it was like ERA under 2, and did pretty good. Did issue a couple walks, but I mean, in the end, like
it's your first start, man.
It's your first start, and I find it so shocking that this guy is literally pitching and then hitting, and it's just a lot. But he is definitely super critical for them. They also got some other guys too. Quintana, he's I think past the prime years. He's also been dealing with a couple injuries and stuff. So I would expect like low 4 out of Quintana if you're lucky. And then a couple other guys too, like Andrew Heaney, and Griffin Canning. And those guys are cool because I don't know a whole lot about them, but they are slotted in to start against the Blue Jays in Game 1 and Game 2 against us this coming week.
So obviously, when we see them, we're gonna have a better understanding of what kind of pitchers they are. Because we are not a LA Angels podcast. We are Blue Jays Today. So obviously, we got to find that out. But definitely, I think another one of their keys, not only for Dylan Bundy and Shohei Ohtani to be those 2 rock solid studs in the pitching rotation, but you got to have those other 3 give you good quality starts, give you a chance to win the ball games. Because if they can win their ball games, their lineup can definitely do the rest of the damage. So, do you think that they're going to have a chance to come back?
Oh, man. You know what? I think that my conclusion on this is basically it is solely reliant on how good and how healthy Ohtani can be when he's on the field. I think that if we get a full season out of Ohtani based on what we have seen from the pitching and the batting, then I think that they got a pretty good shot, because basically that means that you add another stud in your pitching rotation and another stud in your batting lineup. And
it's
I mean,
two people.
That's
basically
literally two people. And if he goes down, then you lose those two people as well. So that's a big, big difference if you have them and if you don't.
I'm gonna agree with that. The rotation's got to be solid. Everything in that end. Bunny's got to come back. But then there's this also, other thought is we're going back to, only 2 wildcard teams are gonna make the playoffs, right? The division winner, not a lot, and you got a crowded race for that wild card. Some of the names obviously are the Blue Jays, the Minnesota Twins, Oakland Athletics, Tampa Bay Rays, and Cleveland are all in that conversation right now of, obviously it's too early to say, but those guys are the favorites coming into the season to fight for a wild card spot. So you got to be better than 4 of those teams. So a lot has to go right on the Angels end, especially with Ohtani in that rotation, and a lot has to go wrong on those teams end for them to squeak by and become one of the better teams to make the playoffs.
Well, and you know what? And this coming week, right now the Angels are 4-2 when we're recording this. They could be, 5-2 after this or 4-3, but they will be playing the Toronto Blue Jays, and I'd say for their sake they got to take some off of us, man.
They do.
They are pitching 2 of their lower guys in their rotation, and I was looking at our rotation. I think that we're going to be serving up to them some chicken strips and stripling at some point. Also, I believe that Robbie Ray is going to come back and probably start his first outing against LA. Steven Matz, and I wasn't sure if TJ Zoik would be the other guy. I don't know.
He might, because he did a great job in that. It was game 3 against.
That's right. Game 3 against the Yankees.
Solid job. So
pretty good.
I would be shocked if he didn't get another start just because he was solid. So let's expect that to be the rotation.
And we're also doing Ryu tomorrow. Or I guess today when this video comes out. So I doubt that he goes again for the Angels. But for their end of things, I thought that Heaney, Canning, and then I also predicted either one of Quintana and Ohtani and Bundy. We're probably going to see Bundy.
That's going to be exciting.
I really hope that it is Ohtani because I feel like I haven't been able to see this guy enough because he's been living on the injured reserve.
And also when he is healthy, it's like he plays at 10 o'clock at night. He's on the other side of the continent.
Literally, bro. So for that series, what do you think?
What do I think? Well, I predicted it in our Blue Jays Today show. I think we're gonna go 3-1. But now that you're saying Dylan Bundy and Ohtani against some of our guys, I'm gonna change that up. We're gonna split the series 2-2.
I agree. I think 2-2 is probably the way to go. But guys, let us know what you think in the comments down below about the Fish Man, about Mike Trout, and whether or not he will be able to make it back to the postseason. Of course, he certainly deserves to. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below. Guys, and you can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Anchor, Breaker. And you guys checking us out on our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're posting on there. And as well, guys, Monkey Knife Fight. If you use code TODAYJs, you can sign up and get up to 100% off, up to $50 on your first deposit. That's free money. We got some, bets coming up for the game tonight. Nick, what is your bet that you got? I'm betting against Tanner Roark. I'm holding myself to it. I said that I would always bet against Tanner Roark, so that is what I'm doing.
It's 4.5 strikeouts under.
4.5 strikeouts, and I'm saying he's going to go under, and he's also going to give up more than 1.5 bases to Joey Gallo, and I think that is just free money.
There you go, guys.
But we'll see.
There you go, guys, and thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go.